Sports bettors, I have two player props, NFL, MLB. You're not going to want to miss these. Best player props, two-pick power play on PrizePicks, just two picks to win. We're going to be betting 100 to win 300, so to win $200 in profit. Let's go through it. So the first pick I have is going to be on Mike Evans. Now, if you're new to the OddsJam, YouTube, what's great about the OddsJam YouTube is on top of giving you winning picks, we really try to dive into strategy. How do the pros, how do the sharps think about sports betting and making money in the long run? So what you'll notice is why I like this bet on Mike Evans is you'll notice PrizePicks has his receiving yards line set at an over-under of 70.5 receiving yards. So why is this so crazy? What you'll notice is all of the sports books, Bet Online, Pinnacle, Caesars, they all have his line at like 57, 56.5, right? FanDuel has it at 60.5 with PointsBet. So essentially, you can browse odds completely for free on OddsJam. And as a sharp bettor, we're always looking for value, right? We're looking for bets that are on sale. You're just like an investor looking for things that are too cheap and you want to buy them because you know they're going to go up. It's no different in sports betting. We treat every single bookmaker kind of as an independent data point of where the line should be for Mike Evans receiving yards. And you'll notice Caesars has him 57.5, right? WinBet, Thrive Fantasy, 56.5. Bet Online, Pinnacle, 57.5. Then you have 60.5 on PointsBet and FanDuel, Underdog 61.5. Then PrizePicks is just casually at 70.5. So they're way off from the market, right? They are 13 yards higher than most of the sports books. So we want to slam that under back down and back into place, which is exactly what I did. So this was a bet from the OddsJam middle betting tool, which is available on the cheap, kind of plus plan. And what this tool will show you is just essentially where are sportsbooks, setting the lines at completely different levels. Like you'll notice for Mike Evans, the line isn't even at the same level, right? Like they are so far off from the market, 13 yards off from Bet Online and Pinnacle. And Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book, they have the under 57.5 receiving yards juiced. So we're using all this data to make a really good bet and just kind of see that Mike Evans, under 70.5, kind of receiving yards is a play we want to be all over. So what you can also use is just kind of the free OddsJam screen, which is a really cool tool. So if you put in like player receiving yards, for example, you can use this for free. It's on OddsJam, just kind of another way of browsing odds. Is what you'll notice is it's still in beta, but as it kind of loads, is you can view all the sports books, kind of side by side. So if we go to Evans, it's like, wow, PrizePicks has his receiving yards line at 70.5. No other sports book, just like quickly glancing around, has him, even above like 62. So this is ridiculous value. First play I went with from the middle betting tool. Next play I have is in the player hits allowed market. So this is just a straight up positive EV bet, mathematically profitable bet with a super high profit margin. So this is for the Blue Jays Mariners game today. We got Kevin Gausman under 4.5 hits allowed, minus 137 implied odds on PrizePicks, right? We've gone through this math in tons of videos, but essentially on PrizePicks, you're always getting minus 137 implied odds, right? So a better way to think about it is if we go to Caesars, if you have a two-pick parlay, right, any two picks where both legs are minus 110, you're always going to see 100 to win 364 plus 264 odds, right? Minus 110, minus 110, 100 to win 364 plus 264 odds, right? It doesn't matter what you select. As long as it's minus 110, you see the same odds, right? Parlay odds are very simple, right? They're always the same contingent on the legs, or they're just based on the odds of each individual leg. So on PrizePicks, any two-pick power play is always 100 to win 300, right? So it doesn't matter what you select, overs, unders, 100 to win 300 is always what you're going to see, 100 to win 300. So essentially, what you can figure out very briefly is just like, oh, that means PrizePicks is giving me the implied juice of minus 137 because everything is just 100 to win 300. So that's minus 137 implied juice, right? So we're looking for value at minus 137, and we can see here Kevin Gausman under 4.5 hits allowed is ridiculous, right? Every sportsbook has this juiced minus 183, minus 175, minus 188. Like every single sportsbook has the under extremely juiced for Kevin Gausman. So we know this is a play we want to be on, right? Like here for Robbie Ray, why would we take this in a 2-pick power play? His under 4.5 hits allowed doesn't make any sense. We're getting minus 137 implied odds. There's an article below kind of with all the implied odds and kind of math breaking it down. But why would we take, in a 2-pick power play, it would make 0 sense to take Robbie Ray under 4.5 hits allowed, because you can just go to DraftKings and bet at minus 125. And it would be horrible to include Robbie Ray over 4.5 hits allowed, because you're getting minus 137 implied odds. You can go get minus 105 on DraftKings, right? So it's just rational sports betting, trying to find value and not get ripped off. Whereas here, we're finding incredible value because we're getting minus 137 in every sportsbook. We have 1, 2, 3, right? Every bookmaker is telling us, yo, this under should be heavily, heavily juiced, right? Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, they're saying, yo, this should be minus 188, and the true odds with the VIG removed should be minus 155. So, long story short, those are the 2 picks I kind of went with. Mike Evans, under 70.5 receiving yards. Kevin Gausman, under 4.5 hits allowed. I really like both plays. Hopefully you guys are able to get in on them, and let's make some money betting on, we still got this 100-pick power play going. Let's go, and let's make some money.